welcome to episode 23 of the Full-Time Banter Show, part 2. If you didn't watch part 1, we covered the Fantasy League section, all sorts of chat about goalkeepers and strikers and captaincy, so go back and watch that. But for now, I'll introduce ourselves first. My name's Liam.
My name's Tarek.
I'm Riz.
And coming up to Christmas, I've got the Christmas jumper on, boys.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
despite
nice.
being in the most un-Christmas mood I've been in fucking for 28 years I've been on the planet. I did it for you because we're not filming next week because the place is shut.
Yes, that's a good point. Forgot to mention that in the FPL section. No videos next week because we've no venue to film in, and it's coming thick and fast. It will actually be filming on Boxing Day fixture, so not sure there's a lot of points.
It might actually give T a chance to get back into the top 10.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
While we're on attire, it looks like me and Riz have been shopping at the same shop today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got
Primani and that, bro, yeah. They do fire drop in there.
But
I didn't get the memo.
that aside, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, before you two rumble on about knitwear and crap like that, like, share, subscribe, and give us some tweets on at Full-Time Banter 7. Tarek's been busy with a couple of his mates on there.
Well, I've only one mate, in fact.
Well, I said couple, I was trying to be generous to him. I didn't want to look like he's got
I have no friends, it's just Miguel's is a very social.
But as Liam said, we are going to get stuck into an action-packed show. So Liam, if you want to let the viewers know what's in store for them.
So, I believe we are covering all things United and Mourinho. Are we not?
Merry
chaps?
Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm heartbroken.
Merry Christmas.
It is not very Merry Christmas.
It is for us as United fans, so...
I don't know.
You know what? Jose was doing a fantastic job.
Fabulous.
Right, well, let's just exclude Tarek.
Exclude Tarek. Tarek's not here for the next 20 minutes, guys.
Taking it seriously.
Ignore any views, any points he raises. It will just be edited. A voiceover will be put in place. Go on, Liam, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, I am a bit resistant to change. Possibly it's underlying OCD.
This is why we have to sit in the same positions every bloody week because we hate
that one.
Carry on.
The problems with United, they don't all stem from Mourinho. The club is in complete and utter disarray, and we've said this going back, I think, when Jack was here in September time. I think we covered it in that episode. And the points I made then are still salient now. Look at that word. Firing it in. I'm not, fucking sadly. But I think the points I made then are still valid. The board, it's all commercial. There's no thought process with the football. The players, they've got no fucking knackers on them. The person that I would love to have at this moment in time playing is a Roy Keane character, because he would go on the pitch and sort them out. And I'm sorry, but if you're getting paid that amount of money a week, if you don't agree with the tactics, or you don't agree with the manager, then fucking change it. Work is shit. My work is shit, and I'm on 11 grand a fucking year, right? But I still have to go in. I still have to put up with it. So they're on 200 grand a week, and they're more like slapped asses when they're doing something that's brilliant and wonderful and playing football for millions of people, and they can't fucking change it up. So they can all fuck off. Pogba can fuck off. Royally fuck off with his caption. This, you smug little prick.
He is a bit of a ponce, isn't he?
He's a fucking mook.
I don't like him.
I don't like him. He dyed his hair light blue before the Manchester derby. You can fuck off.
Yeah, what's wrong with that, bro?
Seriously?
It's like you wearing your blue jumper.
What? The fucking
what?
the colour of City.
No. They're only messing wine in the open.
On a serious note, I mean, Jose going his old news.
I was fully
now,
serious about that.
Yeah, fair enough. Jose going his old news. You've got a new old boy back in.
Ole.
Ole,
Yeah.
Ole Gunnar.
Bit weird. He's
Ole.
got his second stint at Molde that we've got from. Only Premiership thing is there with Cardiff, which didn't go too well. My big bonus point is...
Where is that? Because he didn't go very well. I exaggerated. He didn't bankrupt them, but he spent a shitload of money there.
Once you're right, then we got relegated.
You gotta look at it from this point of view. Yeah, there are managers out there. There are big name managers out there. The likes of Zidane, likes of Joakim.
Not available mid-season though, are they?
Wenger or whatever, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even be very shrewd, maybe in your thought process, and think, you know what, get Benitez out of Newcastle. He's come in and he's done this. Goscinny has been touted as being an ideal stand-in. Laurent Blanc as well. I mean, you've got these names.
You don't need another defensive
But,
manager.
listen, it's not necessarily about that one. I'm just saying those are the names that are out there. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been touted for a number of years within the club itself, within the hierarchy, within the surroundings of the football world anyway. A lot of people know what he's all about. Yes, Cardiff, it didn't go too well. Listen, at the end of the day, it's an experience, it's a stepping stone. Since then, he's had 2 stints at MOUR, he's done really well. He had a game against Rosenborg recently. He's probably one of the best footballing kind of tactics that he's played over the weekend against them. A lot of hype about his style of play.
He plays like Liverpool.
He plays very good, and he's learned, he's studied, and he's mentored some of the best coaches in the game. And I think sometimes when you look back at the history of United, and you just think, what is the United way? What is the United DNA? And it is attack, and it is to play with fast, pacey wingers. And it's not going to be easy for him. 6 months going in, United could technically be, in my opinion, could be worse off for another 2 years before they really get stability in, because they're putting stopgap manager in. It might be the case that Ole Solskjaer comes in, he literally lights up the field of play. He does well. What do you do then after 6 months? What kind of dilemma?
Well, apparently, Mulder have come out and said that he is definitely coming back.
Yeah, no, they said that's what I'm saying. So they've said they've lent him. I mean, their season starts back in March,
right.
But they're allowing him to stay on until May. In regards with, obviously they've got the winter break. In reference with the season, obviously when it starts over there. But I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will provide some sort of stability at United, because he's got Mike Phelan as his number 2.
I think that's the big bonus.
You got Carrick still there, backroom staff as well. So there are a number of things within his appointment that do make sense. I mean, for me personally, I probably wouldn't have gone for Ole Solskjaer. If I was going to choose a club legend, probably just for the laugh of it, I would probably choose Cantona. Bring Cantona and say, listen, you need
busy
that.
making adverts and
No, but it's not even that. Sometimes
right.
you walk into a dressing room and you think, like, who can command a dressing room? And I think someone like even with Keane, probably talking about Keane like you said before, maybe bring him in as a number 2. Keane said, listen, I'm not taking no shit from any of you. You're here to play. You're not on 250 grand, 300 grand for a reason. For your own line in your pockets. You're here for the fans. The fans pay your way.
Well, on that note, then, be a playing devil's advocate here, being the cynical Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
Has he just been brought in again just to get fans back on side?
No.
Is it for the feel good factor?
No, because if they were to do that, I mean, it is definitely an element of bringing back feel good factor, because I think the life and soul of the club was sucked out when Mourinho was there in the latter weeks. You could see, even maybe from pre-season.
I've got to say it started right when Moyes came, and the feeling thing being key to that. He got rid of all the old backs and
Meluran as well. I think that was the big.
Listen, they got rid of good leaders in that squad. When they got rid of Vidic, even Evra to an extent got rid of it.
Well, they went to the wrong card, didn't they? It wasn't getting rid.
No, they weren't, but they were the surplus to requirement. That's what it was. But you would rather have someone who's there at the club, who knows the club, who's achieved that much. There's that leadership, and that's what we lack at the minute. There is no leadership in it. But the only thing I would say currently at the moment is, I've talked to you about this before about Mourinho. He wasn't my first choice when he came over.
I don't think he was
I don't think he was the right fit in regards to that. Yes, he's got winning mentality, definitely not taking anything away from him. He has won some silverware. Listen, at the end of the day, when a manager does that, you have to back him. I think give him a bit of time. But right now, United are in catch-22. They're either going to wait 6 months of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's stint that he's going to do. They're going to try and put in a director of football, and then there's rumour has it.
You got director of football.
Director of football, and guess who that director of football is?
He's quite well known. He's quite popular. I can't
He was director of football at Southampton. He was director of football at Spurs, and he was he's currently director of football at Red Star Red Bulls. There, he's currently there in Germany, and he's worked with Mauricio Pochettino. And the link there is something to think about, because even yesterday when Pochettino came out and did his little talk, there was no real denial of yes, no. However, my very good friends within the football circles are telling me that there's already a package lined up with Daniel Levy between 22 to 25 million to bring Pochettino over in the summer.
It's not a lot. I mean, as far as managers go, fair enough, but it's not a lot to lose.
Well, you would pay that. I mean, in terms of Pochettino, would do, because I said that about 3 years ago before Mourinho signed. I'd be like, listen,
Yeah.
we
I
need
know
to-
United fans have always coveted Pochettino.
Yeah.
Massive. But
Yeah.
then Madrid are circling around.
Well, yeah, this is it. He's turned down Madrid. So why? He's turned down Madrid. He's at a club now where he's building the squad, building the team. He's got moving into a new stadium. Why does he want to come to United?
I think they'll always have a romantic pull for people, and it is maybe not in terms of the football at the minute, but it is an upgrade in terms of the exposure, the funds available, and I think
True. Yeah, that's the only thing I can go for is the funds, because obviously Daniel Levy keeps a.
I won't even just go
Purse.
for. I mean, yeah, you can say the funds, yeah, but I won't say that's the only thing, because like.
No, I'm just giving.
No, I'm just saying from time to time. I know you said, like, you pointed out on the funds, and we've had this conversation before about budget and stuff like that. But there is that natural history of the
it's a
club,
bigger
and
club. It's a big
you know,
club, isn't it?
in reference with that. And I think also the other thing as well with Pochettino likes to work in such a way that he likes to nurture young players.
Yeah.
And United have got a history of bringing in players from the academy. Obviously, not so much with Mourinho, but you can do it. And you can go out and do that. And if the rumour has it is sporting director comes in, then there's a very good possibility that he is probably going to be there in the summer. But I wouldn't want to put all the eggs in one basket and say Pochettino's coming, because I know what that's like.
I mean, to counter that then, I mean, Miguel, he's been in touch. Thank you, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel again.
With his tuppence worth. He's saying, speaking to friends in Spain, they tell me that OLE is held in high regard by many pros and managers in the game. Interim, yes. There are better options, however. He knows the club well, and I do believe he will bring stability till a new structure and manager is appointed. So it's inevitably short term.
Definitely.
And do you think Poch is lined up and is the next?
My viewpoint from what I've heard and from what a couple of close friends who are very close to certain people within football circles, they're saying that a deal has been struck and it's just a case of hush hush.
Well, what about, let's talk about transfers then, because I mean, yes, the director of football is coming in. It had become clear and obvious, and it had become, you know, public news that the players that had been brought in weren't Jose's choice, and the shortlist he'd give them, they weren't bringing in. But then today, again, I'm reading on Twitter that it broke that he had found out, or had been told, that United are going to sign a defender in January and Douglas Costa is coming. And then he was told he was sacked. So, where does that sit with him?
I think it's stupid. I personally think in the history of United, we've never needed a director of football because
But that's because Fergie was
no,
in charge.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. But Fergie had someone called David Gill.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he left at the same time.
And he left at the same time, and I think that was suicide for United. But Woodward, yeah, fair enough, commercially he's very, very shrewd and he's on it. You know, he can make money. There's no two ways about that. However, you have to be a footballing man. You know, you've got people in directors' positions or non-executive directors like Bobby Charlton, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
Think about, you know, go to them and say, listen, look, I know you've retired from the game, however, what your viewpoint, how can we go about securing this transfer? This is the list Mourinho's given us. What do you think?
But, okay.
Because that's where we lack at the minute in terms of doing that. And if there are rumours of players being signed without...
Well, 2 points, because one, it seems that the players that were signed, especially I'm thinking of Alexis Sanchez and Pogba, are signed to sell bloody shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I said to you before, business decisions.
Yeah. And the other point came out was apparently, I mean, these, I don't know how
accurate.
How believable it is, but sources and there's snippets coming out and everything in the news that Mourinho wasn't happy with the size of United's scouting team, and and that the fact that
it was too big or too small.
Too big.
I was going to say it was a
There's about seven scouts that were just in Europe.
50, I've heard. A scouting unit of 50 altogether.
Altogether, yeah. What I'm saying, there was 7 just in mainland Europe, so that's not taking out anything from Scandinavia or stuff like that. It's just mainland.
And he was annoyed that of that massive burgeoned scouting squad, none of them could highlight and point to him bright young talent which other clubs were picking up.
Yeah, definitely.
And that United missed out on in the past 3 years that have subsequently gone to other clubs, other teams.
And I think again that just proves that the problems at United run deeper than just Mourinho. I know he brings a lot of the Mourinho baggage, but the problems at United are more deep rooted than.
Yeah, because like I said a few weeks ago, I said to you this, and I said some of his comments is like as if he's talking himself out of a job here. Mourinho when he's
There's always an ulterior motive when Jose's
at the
talking.
end of the day, but you know what? Listen, he is someone who I think will still go into a big club even after United. I don't think
Inter was being hinted at.
Yeah, but I don't think he's dead and buried. I think he still has something to offer to the game in that aspect. But in terms of United currently, if you ask me who the next manager should be, personally I think it should be Pochettino. And if you can't get Pochettino, I'm going to put out my neck there and say we should get Allegri from Juventus.
Maximiliano.
And get him in purely because if we are going to keep Pogba, he knows how to get the best out of Pogba and maybe build a team around Pogba.
Is it worth keeping hold of Pogba?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I've seen, talented footballer.
I think very much so, purely for two reasons. One is he still has something to offer, and we've not really seen his full potential.
But he's a child, is it? Liam, you're not his biggest fan either, are you?
What I'm saying is he needs someone who can control him. And he reminds me of having traits as Balotelli did at times.
You
need to have someone.
You need to have someone. Up his backside.
He does, like I said, he does the flamboyant stuff, and he does obviously his own little emojis and crap like that. But I think he is still a value to the team. I don't think we would totally get rid of him.
What do you think, Leo?
Get someone else in place. Yeah, I know you don't like him.
No, with the price tag and the skills that he has, he's obviously a very, very good footballer.
Fair enough.
But on a personal level, so the brain says keep him, because you've got to keep him till the summer, whoever the new manager is, to see if they can unlock him and play him how he's going to be a contribution. The heart says fuck off out of my club. You're not.
Because I'm thinking you look at Pep. And he drops Sane for his petulance, and literally doesn't let him near the squad again until he's sorted his act out. And he's come out and said that later that Sane will be a tremendous talent, but he needs to mature up, he needs to man up a bit. You look at Klopp, and no one gets near our squad unless you've got work ethic. Yeah,
but
if you haven't got work ethic, you're not.
But this is what I'm saying to you, because, like, for example, United need a manager who can control him, and that's what we're saying about giving the example of Balotelli. There's certain managers who could control Balotelli. He had that petulance and he had that streak where he would just do anything and he'd be like above everyone and above the club. And I think between Mourinho and Pogba became a stage where it was just a standoff between two big personalities, huge characters. And then it was either one had to give or the other, and in the end, obviously, Mourinho went. Well, I still think Pogba's got a lot of potential. He's got a lot to offer, and I think with the right person in charge, you probably can get the best out of him. And then, considering when you're playing him in a deep lining position in midfield, and not getting the best out of his talents, and a defensive-minded manager, then possibly you probably are going to get questioned.
I've said it before. Kante, go and get Kante.
Yeah,
get Kante.
But you already went and robbed Matic. That's not worked out particularly well.
Recently, he's been more positive than negative.
I think first season for you, he was good.
So we're only halfway through this one, so he's 1 year against 6 months. But I would go and get Kante, both in the French team, and let Kante sit back and let
Pogba do that.
Go and do
but then there's talk of you can have McCready as well.
You bought Fred as well.
Right. Well, Fred is fucking useless. No. The mascot is probably better than him, to be honest with you, or even
Charlton,
or even Fred the bookmaker, Fred Don.
Right. Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Very interesting chat. It'll be interesting to see how things progress. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at FulltimeBanter7. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments if you've got any comments in the comment section below or on Twitter. We can continue and see how things progress. If you're into the FPL, watch part 1, the FPL section. Otherwise, we will see you in the new year. Have a very Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. Take care. Bye.